Hey guys, Pro1701 here, and today we are going to be discussing the Capaldi era, because I see so many times, especially in the comments, when people talk about the Capaldi era, and I have a feeling some people like it more than I do, and I don't quite understand why. Don't get me wrong, the Capaldi era, like every era of Doctor Who, has good stories and bad stories and middle stories. There's not really any eras that are just flawless, with the exception perhaps of the Hinchcliffe era, which only has android invasion that sucks. It's pretty flawless other than that. But most eras of Doctor Who have their ups and downs. But I don't remember exactly where I ranked the Capaldi era, but I think it was fairly low overall. Like, I don't think the Capaldi era is better than any of Tom Baker's eras. You know, even the Williams era, I think overall is just better. Or at least I enjoy it more. Should be better to say. That's probably more subjective than objective. So I'm curious. So what I did was I wrote them all out and I ranked them. You know, when you watch those YouTube videos with the people are ranking them on the computer with the good, the great, the okay, the bad. I've kind of done that on paper because I was curious to take my subjective thoughts on each episode in the Capaldi era and get an objective number of my subjective opinions on them, if that makes sense. So I wanted to find out exactly what I thought of the Capaldi era by the numbers. So we have 6 categories. We have absolute shit. We have bad. We have meh. You know, just kind of in the middle, just eh. Then we have good. We have great. And we have masterpiece. Technically, I know there should be 7 with meh in the middle, but it just didn't quite work out like that. So, utter crap stories. Then we have bad stories. Then we have meh stories. These are usually just forgettable or boring. Then we have good stories. Then we have great stories. Some are just great. Some are like great, bordering on masterpiece. Then we have those Capaldi stories that are just masterpieces. They're phenomenal. Some of the best stuff Who's ever done. Excuse me. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go through every single one of Capaldi's stories from Deep Breath to Twice Upon a Time, and I'm going to rank them in one of those categories, and we're going to find out what the numbers say. Now, if I have done my math correctly, I am an American, I make no promises. I have 40 stories. I think Capaldi did 40 even, if I'm doing my math right, stories. And we're going to look at them in order and place them, and then see what the numbers tell us. So, starting with Season 8, with Deep Breath, I have it ranked in great. I like Deep Breath. I think it's a great story. I really enjoy Capaldi in it. He does a lot of good stuff. I really, really like it. Good post-regeneration story. Into the Dalek, I have in good. I didn't like it as much the first time I've watched it, but on later viewings, I've grown to appreciate it more. I think it's a solid, good story. I really enjoy some of the stuff going on in it. The Dalek, I find the whole thing with the Dalek to be interesting. Robots of Sherwood, I also have in good. I think it's a good story. I love the humor in it. I love that, you know, this is really the season with Capaldi as kind of the crotchety old man, grumpy type that he is. But he acts so childish in this, despite that. He's like a petulant child, the way him and Robin Hood squabble like children. And Clara's having to play, basically, you know, mom to both of them to get them to behave. I actually do like Clara in this episode. I don't usually like Clara with Capaldi, but I like Clara in this episode. So it belongs in the good category. Time Heist is great. A lot of fun. It's Ocean's 11 meets Doctor Who, and I am there for it. And the amnesia bit thrown in just really adds to it. Time Heist is a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of the Ocean's 11 movies, so I really enjoy it. Before Time Heist, I think I need to talk about Listen. I guess technically, since I talked about Time Heist, now I'm talking about Listen. Listen sucks. I don't like Listen. Listen is a perfect example of a good story that gets ruined by Moffat by the ending. I don't care for it. I don't understand how people like this story. It's stupid. This is the episode, I think, where we really start seeing the Doctor kind of becoming Clara's bitch with her telling him, do what you're told. I think this is the episode where I first started to really not like Clara. This is where she really went downhill for me. The ending to this episode is just stupid and makes a lot of the rest of the episode not make any sense. The Caretaker is also stupid. Don't care for it. I don't really like Danny Pink. I never feel invested in him. I never believe in the relationship between him and Clara. It seems like their whole relationship is planned just for the end of the season to be, you know, dramatic, and it doesn't work. Kill the Moon is in absolute shit. So Listen The Caretaker, and Kill the Moon are in the absolute shit category. Kill the Moon is probably the worst episode of Doctor Who ever made. If not, it's definitely in my top 10. It's terrible. The Doctor doesn't act like the Doctor. Clara's being a whiny little and then the moon is an egg. It's so stupid. I don't understand how this story got greenlit. It's so stupid. And then we have Mummy on the Orient Express, which is a masterpiece. I love Mummy on the Orient Express. This is the first one Capaldi was in that I just know I fell in love with. I love going back and rewatching this one. I love the bit with the clock counting down. This one is just, I love this one. Then we have Flatline, also a masterpiece. I love Flatline. I love the idea of the bonus. I love the concept of them. I love how well the episode is executed. I actually like Clara in this one as well. I think she does really good here. I like when the doctor's, she's the doctor of lies. I enjoy Flatline. It's a really good episode. And then we have In the Forest of the Night, which is crap. Boring crap. It's in the absolute shit category. It sucks. It's boring. It's uninteresting. It's not one I'm going to go back and rewatch. Plus, some of it just doesn't make any sense. And then we have the Death in Heaven and Darkwater two-parter, which is in meh. I don't find this one interesting. Again, I don't really like Danny Pink. I'm not invested in it. Once again, the Cybermen are Mage Missy's bitch once again, which I'm sick and tired of the Cybermen being the Master's servants. No. Again, I don't think it's bad, and I can go back and rewatch it. I just find it uninteresting. Last Christmas I have grouped in with season 9, and it sucks. It's in the absolute shit category. I hate Last Christmas. I don't like it. It's got a couple lines in it, like you have a horror movie called Alien? No wonder people keep invading you. I like the fact they have Michael Troughton in there. I think this would have been good if they had actually done Clara's exit here. I'd like the episode more, especially with the reveal of her being old at that one point. That would have been a great exit for Clara, but no, they had to keep her around and just make it another twist after twist after twist after twist after twist after twist. Because of that, it makes it crap. Another one I'm probably never going to go back and rewatch. Probably my least favorite Christmas special of all time. After that, we have The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar, which I have in bad. They did make the bottom entry on when I was ranking Dalek stories. This two-parter was at the very bottom. There's just a lot of it that doesn't make sense, like that bit when Davros opens his eyes. He has eyes? I mean, I thought he'd lost his eyes. Isn't that why he has the fake eye? How can he open the eye? It's like it's there just to serve the plot. I have a lot of other issues with that, but that's a whole review in and of itself. And the Doctor in Davros' chair is just silly, eye-rolling, stupid. But it's not absolute crap. It is rewatchable. It's only in the bad category. It's just in the bad category because I do like to go back and rewatch it sometimes. And then we have the Under the Lake Before the Flood. That one's in the great category. Almost in masterpiece. I mean, it's right there before masterpiece. I had to debate with that one. I put it in great, but it's almost in masterpiece. It's really good. I love that two-parter. This is Moffat really showing he understands that the Doctor is a time traveler. He is really good, usually, at utilizing the fact the Doctor is a time traveler to great advantage in his stories, and that really pays off here. I love this two-parter. Then we have The Girl Awaited, and the Girl Who Died and the Woman Who Lived. That's what it is. That one's in the absolute shit category. Don't care for it. Find it boring. Couple good scenes in it. I love the scene when the Doctor realizes how he got his face, and we see that flashback to Tennant. Beautiful scene. Absolutely love it. But like a lot of Capaldi's run, wonderful. It has like a wonderful moment in a drawn-out two-parter that's not worth watching all of it for. I just like to go on YouTube and watch that scene. So don't care for that one. Then we have the Zygon two-parter, which is in bad because it's very boring and drawn out. I love the speech. I love the speech to death. One of the best moments in Modern Who. One of the best speeches in all of Doctor Who. Wonderful speech, but I can go watch it on YouTube. I don't want to sit through the whole two-parter. Plus, some of the stuff in the two-parter is crazy, like the soldiers who walk into the room just because the aliens look like people they know. When they know the aliens can shapeshift and look like people they know. Even I'd hesitate for a second. That looks like my mom. Oh, wait, that's not my mom. That would be me. Actually, with me, it'd be like, they'd pick my mom to look like, I know something you don't know. Then we have Sleep No More, which is crap. Although, to be fair, I need to give that one a rewatch. I did mention that when I was doing my top 5 video Doctor Who stories. I need to rewatch. That one is on my rewatch list. But as of right now, I think Sleep No More is just utter shit. It's in the utter shit category. Pending rewatch. And then after that, we have Heaven Sent, masterpiece. Easily Capaldi's best episode, my favorite episode by Capaldi. One of the best episodes of Modern Who for sure, even of Doctor Who as a whole maybe. Heaven Sent is wonderful. It's really well done. It's a great exploration of grief and loss as well. Wonderful work. Absolutely love Heaven Sent. And Hellbent, I only put in bad. I didn't put it in absolute shit. It does a lot of things I don't like bringing Clara back and then giving her that eye-rolling send-off. That part of the episode is crap when she actually gets her own TARDIS, her own companion, and they even say the words Clara who. Yes, Moffat went there. But I can watch the episode. I can go back and view it every now and then if I want to. So it's only in the bad category. And then we have The Husbands of River Song, which I put in great. I also grouped that with season 9 for some reason. I put it in the great category. I don't think it's quite in masterpiece, but I do enjoy The Husbands of River Song a lot. I kind of like to see River get her somewhat happy ending there with him. It's a really good story. I like the Doctor's mock surprise when he walks into the TARDIS. I just wanted to see that done right. That's wonderful. I love that scene. Moving on, let's see where are we at. Face the Raven. I did forget about Face the Raven. Face the Raven was in meh. I don't like Face the Raven as much as most people. I do like the end when he's going off on the girl from Game of Thrones. That bit about, I will end you. The Doctor's not here. You have to deal with me now. I love that scene. Beautiful scene. Plus Clara dies. That's awesome too. But most of the episode, again, boring. Don't care for it. Uninteresting. I can watch the ending scene on YouTube. So it's in the meh category. Where am I? The Return of Captain Mysterio. Is that right? Yes, that's in the shit category. Didn't like the Return of Captain Mysterio. Sounded like Doctor Who wanted to do a superhero episode and didn't care for it. Had a couple nice things. I like his speech about, everything ends and it's sad and all that. Beautiful speech. Excuse me. Love that speech. Rest of the episode don't care for. Then we have the pilot, which I put in meh. I don't really get into the pilot as much as most people. It's all right, and I love the scene when we kind of see the battle between the Daleks and the Movellans. I love the little callback to the Movellans, seeing a little bit of the Movellan. I would actually like to see that. I would like to see the Doctor, since he's a time traveler, end up in the middle of the Dalek-Movellan war, like a real drawn-out war like we see in that scene. That'd be fun. I'd love that. But the episode itself I find kind of meh. Smile I put in good, because I do enjoy Smile. I don't think it's great, but I do think it's good. I like going back to Smile. It's definitely different, which is something Doctor Who does. After Smile, we have Thin Ice. I think Thin Ice is a masterpiece. I love Thin Ice. I think it's underrated. It's a really, really good story. We see a child die in it. Hey, Doctor Who is pushing boundaries there. When that one kid just disappears in the block of ice and you only see his hand sticking out and it's the hand. I love that scene. I was just like, wow, they went there. Doctor Who, nobody's safe. You just never know. And then I love the costumes there. I just love Thin Ice. See, Heaven Sent's my favorite story. Mummy on the Orient Express and Thin Ice are like tied for my second favorite Capaldi story. It's really good. Next on the list was Knock Knock, I believe. I have Knock Knock in bad. I need to rewatch it. It does need a rewatch. I have it in bad because I don't think I really cared for it, but I didn't think it was total crap either. I think bad's a good category for it, but I need to do a rewatch on it. And then we have... what was the next one? Oxygen. Oxygen is in shit. I hated Oxygen. I think it's overrated. I don't like that episode at all. Like, that's one of my Capaldi episodes I hate the most. I can't stand Oxygen. I think them killing the girl in the open bit right when I was starting to really like her just put me off to the whole episode. Then we have Extremis, which I actually like Extremis. Yeah, I have Extremis in good. I think it's a better version of the Android Invasion, really, except for it's digital instead of analog. I like Extremis. It's not great, but it's good. It's a solid good. I actually enjoyed that one. Then we have the Pyramid at the End of the World, or whatever it is, and then Live the Land. I think those are both shit. I don't care for either of those. I know they're 2 and 3 of the 3-parter, but I don't like them. I really feel like they drag season 10 down. Don't really care for it. Then we have the Empress of Mars, which I have in great. I actually really like the Empress of Mars. I like the Ice Warriors. I think they're done justice here. It's kind of nice to see things on their home turf. We don't really get to see them on their home turf, so it's kind of nice to see that. I find the episode a lot of fun, and they really are just kind of defending their home from the invaders who are the humans here. So I enjoy it. Good episode. And then we have the Eaters of Light. I think I put that one in. Where did I put that one? I put that one in bad, because I can't remember if that one belongs in absolute crap or bad. I need to rewatch it. I remember I didn't really like it, but I put it in bad just to give it the benefit of the doubt. And then we have World Enough in Time, masterpiece. Love World Enough in Time. Great to see the Cybermen kind of back in form here, even though they're not truly the Cybermen in this episode. You know, I love the bit at the beginning with Missy pretending to be the doctor. That's funny. Seeing Bill get shot and you're like, oh. The bit with her and the other guy who's down there with the one that turns out to be, spoilers, the one that turns out to be the master. I love him playing that character in disguise. He's funny. Seeing the doctor figure out what's going on. I just love the idea of time traveling different on the ship because it's by the black hole. Just the concept of that is fantastic. Wish I had thought of it. Very good idea. And then the reveal of John Sims being back is great. The reveal of Bill's fate is a great ending. It's really, really wonderful. Mwah! Masterpiece. And then we have the Dr. Falls, which I only put in great. Strong great, but great. Not quite masterpiece, but great. And I mentioned that more, I think, in my video when I talked about overrated stories about that, how I do have a couple issues with the Dr. Falls. I think I mentioned that there, which just pulls it to great. Really great, but great. And then we have Twice Upon a Time, which I put in masterpiece. I love Twice Upon a Time, which I also think is in my underrated videos on Capaldi. So I go into more details there, but I do like Twice Upon a Time. I do have some issues with it, especially with stuff they do with the First Doctor, but I do think it's a really good story and a really good send-off for Capaldi. So doing all of this, what I come up with is Series 8 has 4 stories that are shit, no stories that are bad, 2 stories that are meh, 2 stories that are good, 2 stories that are great, and 2 stories that are masterpieces. Season 9, I think, suffers the worst, because Season 9 has 4 that are shit, 5 that are bad, none that are good, 1 that is meh, 3 that is great, and then 1 that is a masterpiece. So really, out of all the stories, including, and keep in mind, I'm adding Last Christmas and Husband of Ritter Song in Season 9, there are only 4 stories that are either masterpiece or great. Season 9 is very weak to me. Heaven Sent really bolsters it, and then Under the Sea and Before the Flood 2-parter, and The Husband of River Songs. Those are the only ones that even break past meh for me. Everything besides those episodes in Season 9 is either bad or crap. So it's one of the reasons I argue why Season 12 is just consistently more good, even if it doesn't quite reach the heights of Series 9. Because that's all you have. Under the Sea, Before the Flood, Heaven Sent, and Husbands of River Song. Everything else is bad or crap, in my opinion. And then in Series 10, we have 4 that are crap, 2 that are bad, 1 that is meh, 2 that are good, 2 that are great, and 3 that are masterpieces. That gives us a grand total for the Capaldi era of his 40 stories, if I've done the math right. 40 stories, 12 of them absolute shit. Absolute shit. Listen, The Caretaker, Kill the Moon. I can't read my handwriting right there. Forest of the Night, Last Christmas, The Girl Who Waited, or The Girl Who Died, The Woman Who Lived, Sleep No More, the Mysterio one, Oxygen, the Pyramid one, and then Lie of the Land. All utter shit. We have 7 that are bad. 7 that are bad. We have 4 that are all right. I might go back and rewatch them. We have 4 that are good, that being Into the Dalek, Robots of Sherwood, Smile, and Extremis. We have 7 that are great. 7 that are great. Deep Breath, Time Heist, Under the Lake Before the Flood, Husbands of River Song, Empress of Mars, and The Dr. Falls. And then we have 6 stories that I consider to be masterpieces. And that is Mummy on the Orient Express, Flatline, Heaven Sent, Thin Ice, World Enough in Time, and Twice Upon a Time. Those are, I think, the 6 best Capaldi stories. Apparently. I didn't know that until I made this out. But apparently. So of the 40 stories, 19 of them are kind of on the side, between utter crap and bad. And 4 of them are in the middle with the meh, and then we have, I'm doing the math, 17 of them that are good or above. So if it's 40 stories, there's about 17 of them I really like to go back and watch. So that's the Capaldi era. It's right there in the middle. Basically about half his stories I don't really care for, half his stories I care for. 19 of them are bad or utter crap, 4 of them are meh, and 17 of them are good, great, or masterpieces. It really does split right down the middle for me with Capaldi. Half of it I want to watch, half of it I don't want to watch. That's how I think of the Capaldi era. That's why when people are like, the Capaldi era is the best era, I'm always like, what? And again, it's subjective. You know, everybody has their opinions. That's cool. I'm not trying to invalidate anybody's opinion. If you love the Capaldi era, you love the Capaldi era. You know, there's so many different eras of Doctor Who, and so many people get into Doctor Who starting with so many different eras. People are just going to have a lot of different opinions, and that's fine. It's just, this is where the Capaldi era falls on my list. Looking at my subjective opinion in objective numbers, it falls just right. Like I said, split down the middle between what I like and what I don't. So that is my thoughts on the Capaldi era. I keep saying error. I don't know why. The Capaldi era. So what do you think of the Capaldi era? If you actually sat down and broke it down by episode, what do you think? Series 9. Really not that great, is it? When I look at Series 9, I mean, it's got Heaven Sent. It's got the late 2-parter. And then if you count the Husband of River songs with it, which I do. Although I think technically that should be with Series 10, but whatever. It's only got 3 or 4 good stories. The rest of them are just bad or crap. I'm sorry. So comment down below. I'd like to know what you guys think of the Capaldi era, what you think of my list, and if you understand my reasoning and why I rank things the way I have. Other things to do, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I have started a Patreon page, and I have my very first patron, actually. I got my very first patron the other day, Michael Webster. A big thank you for that. I really appreciated that. It really means a lot to me that somebody is willing to give me money to listen to me talk about Doctor Who. That's totally awesome. And it really, really made my day. Just as like I really enjoy that people click that subscribe button because they like hearing me talk about Doctor Who. So if you would like, I have redone my Patreon page lately. There is a new entry tier. It's only like $2 a month, just if you want to, you know, just kind of support someone you enjoy watching. Check it out. There's other tiers as well that give you video requests if you would like to put in requests for things you would like to see me do. So check that out. Most importantly, though, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.